This is a recording. Welcome to the Locked Tome, the spooky sister channel to the Open Book. To kick off this horror-loving space, I am repurposing some of my older videos, originally published to TOB, which were admittedly a little too horror-centric in nature. We're splitting vibes and splitting skulls over here, so if anything in this video feels a little odd in the editing, that's why. I can't wait to get the channel fully up and running. Thanks for stopping by, and please stick around if you also enjoy all things horror, and if you'd prefer cozy vibes, I will kindly direct you to the Open Book channel instead, where over there I have cookies. End of recording.
Hello humans, my name is welcome to my channel. Today I'm here to cover a horror movie called Unfriended Dark Web. Now, if you're a masochist like myself and love the torture of a bad horror movie, you have probably heard of Unfriended before, and if not, here's a rundown. Unfriended was an American 2015 film directed by Leo Gabriardze, sorry for butchering it, and starring Shelley Henning, Moses Storm, some other people. It is reminiscent of found footage movies, but everything takes place over a Skype call wherein the viewers are watching one of the several computer screens along with the characters. It got a 62 from critics and a 37 by audiences on Rotten Tomatoes, which is very similar to its standalone sequel, Dark Web, which got a 61 versus a 38. Since I'm already comparing the two and credit needs to go where it is due, Dark Web was released in 2018 and it stars Colin Waddell, Rebecca Rittenhouse, Betty Gabrielle, and some other people. There's roughly 5 or 6 main casts in each of them. Now, an important thing about the two movies is that they follow the same aforementioned screen-based presentation. Both are about groups of friends in a call facing a spooky and dangerous factor that's determined to systematically pick them off. So that's the end of my spoiler-free part of the review. If this sounds like it's up your alley, I would suggest watching Dark Web, but not the original Unfriended, and this is why. Because despite receiving almost identical ratings, I agree with the audience for the first Unfriended movie and the critics for Dark Web. One might speculate that after the first Unfriended movie, I couldn't help but be pleased with Dark Web's new way of utilizing the presentation format, and that's true. But what Dark Web had that Unfriended did not was a cohesive story. Where the danger factor in Unfriended was a ghost taking vengeance on ex-friends, Dark Web based itself in reality, and that, in my opinion, was a lot scarier. Unfriended is packed full of teenage drama as the main characters try to unravel who did their friend who committed suicide before the start of the movie the dirtiest. There is little to no question how it will end. It's a vengeful ghost. You'll get answers, but you're always bound for a lot of nonsense. Dark Web, on the other hand, roots itself in the premise of, you guessed it, the dark web. If you don't know what the dark web is, you're too young, go home. It's a dark, hidden place that not only exists but influences our society. So, as the group of friends delves deeper into the situation, they're faced with decisions of morality, self-preservation, and the dangers of anonymous evil. I think in that way, what sets the two apart is the nature of the characters. Wherein everyone in Unfriended has dirty hands, Dark Web throws a group of innocent or generally good people at the mercy of cruel puppet masters. Because of this, the deaths are more inventive and unique. They're not just weird, spooky screen cuts that are being influenced by a ghost. And where a lot of horror movies fall flat when dealing with topics and realities that Dark Web does, it holds up without plot holes, in my opinion. Mostly. All your questions get answered one way or another. You're not sitting there at the end wondering why all this happened in the first place, or how, for that matter. I was pleasantly surprised by Dark Web, and I'm happy to give it praise. And as a bit of an added bonus, Dark Web actually has alternate endings, from its initial screening to its DVD release. So that's fun if you want to check them out. My biggest criticism of the movie is Mateus's big, blue-eyed, snotty-nosed face taking up the whole screen for like 10 minutes straight. I just didn't enjoy looking at him. It's not that the acting was a problem. There was also a bit of an over-editing issue when it came to blocking out the faces and bodies of the bad guys. Whenever they came onto the camera or a screen, they would be staticized. They'd become staticky, because arguably they have data disruptors or some sort of thing to keep them anonymous. The execution of it was just too much. It was just too much. It was a pain to look at and listen to. It'd fuck up the whole screen for several second intervals, and then you're just staring at an ugly mess. Whoever was in charge of that part just overdid it. It's not that it shouldn't have existed, it's that it was too much. I got slightly triggered. Overall, I crave horror, good or bad, and Dark Web is a decent middle ground, and I had a good time watching it. Let me know how you felt about the first or second Unfriended movie. I know they connected Dark Web to the original Unfriended because of the horror setup on webcams, but I don't feel like they should really be compared on the same level. I think they're different enough that Dark Web shouldn't have dragged itself down with connections to the supernatural teen drama. Honestly, if it wasn't associated with Unfriended, then it probably would have been received better. But then again, also, a lot of people wouldn't have watched it in the first place, so you win some, you lose some. If you loved or hated either of the movies, make sure to leave a comment below so we can talk about it. And if you like my content, be sure to subscribe. I make videos about film and literature in almost equal parts, and they come out every Tuesday. I will see you in the next video. Bye.